Ngisatesha ngale Kingsley, trying to take it easy, climbing up this chimney. But everybody envy, Khalek Batla Bentley with everybody friendly. It's the jazz music, the ordinary Taz music. Get 'em cool, loose bluesing, whatever you going through, snooze it and lose it. The jazz music, the ordinary. Yo, it's your boy Tapotlari, aka Pro J, aka the sexiest chubby nigga on earth. Welcome to another episode of Into the Rabbit Hole. Shout out to the Hop, shout out to the gents that are assisting me, all the way from the YGS, the house of YGS. Special shout out again to our boy Pages Abdul Kahiso Khosi, for those that know him from way back in the day, blessing us with his art pieces. Please check him out, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, I think those are the biggest platforms that he uses to display his art. Today I've got a very special guest. Sometimes time clashes. But yeah, today's the day it's finally happening. Happy to have you here. Welcome. I've got Desiree with me, Desi Des, that's how I refer to her. Yeah. Hi Des.
Hi man.
How's it?
Super G.
Super.
Yeah.
Good evening, share.
Yes, dog, you know man, sometimes you make a day and then all of a sudden something comes up, and as a hustler, when they say somebody comes and says so, then you have to think, okay, my nigga, yes, but then must have to get that bacon home, man.
Nah, no stress.
Yeah.
There's a very beautiful story that we're about to share with the people. I'll try not make it as redundant because you've told the story before.
Yeah.
I'll just ask for key elements and mostly just takeaways. Things you would have said to yourself prior, to going through everything that you went through, and things that you have taken away and going forward with to date. Desiree waseKaSlami Mzini West, Mzimhlophe, Orlando West, Yangtala. Desiree has been a person I wouldn't say I know Desiree, no Desiree. It's always been a hater, how's it doing? We've always just been cordial. We gotta respect each other. We're in the same hood. We're always in each other's faces. So yeah, I want to take it to a point where diving into the rabbit hole. There was a point where bengasafuna ukuhlangana nawe straight. Bengazi ukuthi uDesi uyongifuna impondo or uDesi uyongifuna inkauza or uDesi is just gonna demand something.
I ended up having a nickname called Coin Khumalo. They call me Coin Khumalo. Obviously Khumalo is my surname. Yeah. So when I came back, yo, what's up, Coin Khumalo? And then it hit me, back in the days, when I was going through my dark side of life, when I was in a dark place, I would so asked it in coins, then you would get your destination, and I had a very, as you know, I'm sure you've seen with the other guys, but I was heavy on drugs, and sometimes you can't afford that. And in your mind, back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm not gonna do anything wrong, so let's ask it nicely, and then you get to your destination. So that's why I would yo, G, please share me a coin there. I would never ask you specifically for which money, because coin. So most time, just give me all your coins, because they coins.
Like vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
On Against the Wall podcast, you spoke about a lot with Uskim GP.
Yeah.
There's a few elements from there. You mentioned that you were raised by your aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
Your biological parents, did they pass on?
No.
Yeah.
They're still alive. Even this day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that abantu abamnyama, when I don't know if I could say about Damian because and I only relate to black people because that's what I know better, If your sister is going through some hurdles in life, you take the kid and say, let me raise that child for you. So in my case, that's what happened. My mom was just going through the most in life. So the brother did the brotherly thing and took Abantwana Bagasi Soake, which is me and my brother, my older brother, the one you know.
Sure.
So yeah, that's how it happens. My parents are still alive even this day.
How's the relationship with them?
I'm staying with my mom now, but then we don't know each other that well. We are strangers. Even now, because obviously she's old now, and now learning or for her to touch base with what she has lost. More like we're moving on with Impilo, you know. We catch up wherever we
in conversation.
In conversations, so to a point at which I don't even know her favorite color because my mom, she's foreign to me. But we're really trying. With my dad, we tried, and I saw what the nigga is not there, you know, he's not there. So he wasn't there then, so I'm not gonna force him to be here now. So let's just move on with the life. You know, I had a father figure and I was happy. I'm like, even this day, I still speak about my uncle like very highly because he was a good parent to me. He was a father figure that I never even saw a gap. I don't have a father because he was there.
Does that not maybe link up with the drug abuse? Maybe a part of you felt neglected, a part of you felt like you weren't wanted by the people that were actually supposed to be there in your life?
I won't lie, I won't say it's that. You know, my habit started as a fun thing. Like, just smoking for fun. And then, I guess, me being that close to the nigga, when he was getting sick, you know, it was more like my escape route in a way. So I use it to say, you know, when you're high, like, everything's gonna be fine, you know, it will be fine, he'll get better, you know, and then you find this comfort in this drug that, okay, he's sick, but then he'll be fine. And then it continues like that, and then becomes to a point to which now you are deep and inside. So you don't see anything wrong about it anymore. Now you see it as
oxygen.
It's your oxygen. Really, to that point, I wouldn't get out of the bed in a man. I need to be motivated. Somebody's gonna say, okay, because now, so now you just love or now, you know. So somebody say, close on cut journey. You go cut the grass so that you can get your fix. So honestly, I won't lie and say my parents being missing, it was like if they left that gap. No, there wasn't.
That's very rare to hear because you know.
I won't lie. Like my aunt, man. Like if I can talk about those people, like they were a godsend to my life. They were there, 199% thing.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I wanna take it back to the beginning.
Yeah.
You mentioned having gone through the education phases. What did you study?
I studied I studied branding through media with the Vega.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know. You look at that Des and Vega and you think, what the hell happened?
Vega was the one near Timberland, no?
Yeah, Vega Brand Communication School, they only have like 3 campuses in South Africa.
It's a corner.
Yeah, it's a corner. Where AAA used to be in Bodo, you know the street Bodo. Yeah. Like people say Bodox.
Yeah.
Bodox. Where it used to be AAA. Back in the days. Yeah, then they took the building.
Okay.
So yeah.
So obviously academically you did very well.
I did very well.
Yeah.
It was fine. You know, sometimes everything just goes like
haywire.
It flows like it goes like awesome, and then one moment everything is just gone. Something that you can't even explain yourself.
What's that moment like, Desiree? I mean, okay, we won probably in the toilet taking a shit.
Yeah.
Maybe your ideas are bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're driving you crazy. What's that like? Like a second ago everything was okay.
Drugs.
Now I'm here.
Drugs. That one hit that I took from that Meth is a dangerous drug. You know, once you take it, it's a fun thing. It's all good. And then you get comfortable. You become so pompous. You think you're the shit. You know, when you there. You know, and then everything is there and everything is lined up for you. It's there on the silver platter. But then I don't know what mistake happened. Maybe the mistake of the addiction got the better of me, because now it's a fun thing. Now it's your survival mode.
And then you mentioned that when it wears off, you are exhausted.
You're exhausted. You can't do fuck on.
You can't go up. You can't go to work. I was under interest. You like you said, at the time you'd leave a job, you'd get another job immediately. And
exactly.
Time passed and nothing is happening at that point in time.
Now everything is standstill.
No, so coin what?
Coin Khumalo. I became a coin Khumalo, and yeah, I don't know if like even this day I still ask myself what went wrong, because I got it, you know, and okay, you leave a job and then and also the thing is with Meth, you see days passing and you thinking what it's 2021, and then you wake up one moment and it's 2025, and then you be like, what happened to all those years? You don't even recall what you did like 2 months back, because now everything just flows. You're oblivion, like everything to you, Jay, it just goes.
So I go to school, I get my qualifications, I get into the corporate world, whatever it is. I do well, supposedly.
Yeah.
Because you won't be employable if you're not bringing anything to the table.
Exactly.
There's you come across as a very soft-spoken person. Like mina ngikwazi soft.
Yeah.
Inkunzi ibamba.
Soft. No, honestly, ngibambe soft. And futhi, I could say, maybe the way I came, because even people when you go to the Loli Lounge, when you go by a name, they would say like they wouldn't sell for me because they were like, when are you not smoking? Because you don't look like a normal smoker, so you still have that because that's who you are.
Sure.
And it
shows
and then the way you approach you approach them respectfully and they gain trust immediately, and then only to find out what the fuckers coming to mug me, So I did it in a very soft way. Because when she gave me the phone, it was chilled. Like, she was expecting me to write my numbers and give it back until I said, no, it's a robbery,
I'm sure you're saying it with a smile.
And it's like, okay, give me my SIM card. I'm like, who gives a SIM card during the robbery?
It's
who's Chelile and I would who the hell is this? So that girl's bravery, like, I miss immortal, like, everyone was searching for me. And I didn't even think where I committed the crime. It's a high risk zone, really. People get that. So whenever that happened, they kind of thought we finally found the culprit, and I was just at the right place at the wrong time.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And
because the mob was angry, mob justice. Like I always see people go shy mob justice. I was this close to be that person now. So when I saw a van, I was at that particular moment, I was relieved with, okay, this police, maybe they're gonna take me away, and then this thing is all gonna go off. Like they got their phone back, and then
it's too late.
It's too late. And I was also I was also very cocky towards the officer. And you know how with the police how it works. Finally, who's humble so that you show what you sorry. At that moment, I was like, what the hell? You got your thing, so why you still
in my face?
Why on my face? Take your thing and let me go. Exactly. It was that point which is so
but our judicial system, there's okay, I'm a presiding judge or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, I'm seeing what Lomotula has a good academic record.
Yeah.
This person has been employed. This person is contributing to society.
Ask yourself what went wrong.
It's just a glitch. But how do I then sentence you?
That's the thing is because I don't know, maybe they don't do their research, or I don't know how it works in the judicial system yet. A person like me needed to be rehabilitated, not in a prison. Take me straight to rehab.
Yeah, and community service or
community
something.
Service, exactly. That's what I think would have been a fair judgment if they were like, okay, only a history of drugs, so that means committed this because of this. Let's just take it to a drug rehabilitation center. Because
before there were drugs into this person's life, this person was on a
was fine. And I did it then so that I can get the fix. So it was a drug it was
related to drugs.
It was related to drugs. I didn't have to go to Sun City. Like really. I got to Sun City, I was like chilled,
like what the fuck? What can you do?
Why am I here? Exactly. What am I doing here? And okay, you got your stolen property. Why am I still getting like a hefty sentence like that? Why?
Because if you take it back, in most cases, if I get arrested for a crime like this and it's my first offense, and I'm not given any sort of leniency, I go into the prison system, I become worse.
Because that's what happens. Prison, murderers, people who really killed, people who do robbery for a living, people who do shoplifting for a living, and then you mix with those people and then they tell you, this is how it's done, and then you're thinking to yourself,
this is the way of life.
This is the way of life. Those people keep coming in and out as if there's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong with them. And then a person like me who's a first time offender,
who doesn't belong
who
in
feels
the
very
stage.
sorry for what they did.
Sure.
You know, I felt very bad for what I did to that girl, and even if I were to see her bump into her in the streets, I would still apologize to her and
So
say,
you haven't.
I'm really sorry. I haven't. The only time I apologized to her is when she was supposed to come and drop the case with the parent, because she was still a minor. So obviously you have to have a parent present to do that. So the parent didn't come. Only the girl came, and I saw her like before the whole trial and the whole judgment thing, and before the whole thing started. Because first she didn't come the first time, and then obviously Wakshanya remand. Then obviously if it's 3 times you don't come, then obviously case gets dismissed. So she came the second last time before Babona was okay, she's not coming, and then she came there at the court cells, and then she's like, this is me, so. And the first thing I said to her was like, thank you.
For like just pulling through.
For pulling through and for saving me. She saved me, that girl. You know, if I'm like as you said, Guti, you know, like there's like what happened to you. You know, I was a mess. People didn't even recognize me on the streets because I became this someone like, who the hell is that? You like just going with the wind. Umoya yangapha, nawe yangapha, umoya yangapha, yangapha. You're not solid anymore. You're not exactly. So yeah, what happened with that girl, I'm happy that she did do what she did.
But in that moment, there's the universe, it seems as if the universe is conspiring against you.
Yeah.
Like everything is just...
Everything just went south. Everything went south.
How did you not lose your mind?
I blow out. And then the thing is, the funny thing is, even when I was still going to court, I would still get drugs, you know, and until that thing that happened with this girl that saved me also. Like, you know, you feel God's love through people. He's not going to fall from the sky and come to you, you know, and whatever that the whole process before me, I mean, the whole process of me getting arrested, going to prison, rehabilitating myself the way I rehabilitated myself, it was, I needed that. I needed someone to say, you know, like, we're switching this thing off. Let's start afresh. Let's reset this person. So I felt like prison was a way of me resetting back to myself.
When you
Even though it was too late, because now I've got a criminal record and you reach a certain age where you can't hire you anymore, you know. So I don't know what happened. Coming back to your question, Guti, like I ask myself every day, Guti, what the hell happened?
Do you ever ask yourself how you got through it? Because sometimes you're not going to into any and you don't realize that you're getting through them, but day by day.
How I got through it was me finding, you know, I in prison I ended up, when I got sentenced, I ended up staying in a single cell. Single cell everyone, it's just 4 walls, you in the 4 walls, and you ask yourself questions with, how did I end up in this small room with the toilet looking at me and a sink and a single bed of steel bed, you know?
I'm sure there's a stench.
You know, no, like there wasn't a stench. It's a female side. We clean, you know. But then it's not home. At the end of the day, it's not home. No matter how they can try to make you feel comfortable, you know, it's not home. You're gonna get locked at a certain time. You're gonna be waking up at a certain time. They decide to say strip search at any given time, you know.
And it dehumanizes you.
Exactly, you know, strip search, you have to take off your clothes in front of these people, and it's degrading in so many ways than one, you know. And then you tell yourself, but you know what, I'm not going to come back to this place. They could put a bullet to my head next time if I were to find myself in this situation, because this is not a place for me. Yes, it's a place for other people who enjoy coming there, because there are people who keep coming in and out, you know.
Some people live out of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, this is not me. So first thing was like, you know what, when I go out, I'm going to cut friends. Because, you know, you do self-introspection and you say, if I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I came out, and obviously, you know, with the people that used to smoke, I used to smoke with lot of people and shop, and when they see me out and it's like, no, but nyan, I'm like, no, I don't smoke anymore. And people were like, you know, and then forgetting with, you know, when I was there, when I had a talk note days, I was like, you know what, if you're gonna go back there, you're gonna be disappointing yourself more than anybody, the people who believe in you, you know, your family, the ones that care, and even the ones that pretend to care, but you're gonna be disappointing yourself more than Bona. So that's what I came out of prison with. Whatever mistake I do, I'm gonna be disappointing with this that I had a talk with, you know what, cut loose with those things, cut friends. People who brought you into this are the certain people that smoke. So in order for you
Koda.
Unfortunately, my friend Utsile, I'm sure you know Utsile. Utsile is the one who introduced me to all this thing. He passed on a month. He disappeared the month that I came out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he disappeared. We only got to find out that he passed on a year later or months later. But the nigga is gone.
How do you stay so fresh after so much? Because most people that dabble into drugs end up losing their teeth. I don't know how that happens.
I used to bath. I used to eat. You know, you get people that tell you what you know what. In meth, if you don't brush, you're gonna smell. It makes you sweat. You take care of yourself. You take a mouthwash. You brush your teeth like daily. You bath a lot, and you eat because. In meth, go when I'm back on a water, or lose weight. Like, I'm taller. And sleep is important because you start hallucinating for days. You know, that's when people. It's because now you're not sleeping. You're seeing things that are not there. Even if they're there, then you questions with yourself.
How am I seeing this?
How am I seeing this and stuff? You know, cares. It's important. Bathing is important in any aspect. You know, even if you drink alcohol, cool. If you don't drink, if you don't bath, you're gonna start smelling alcohol. You know. Exactly. So even with that, because. I did lose I was a mover. We get eaten up, mother. I'm lucky that I still have Lao Pambi over here.
The closest I've ever gotten to a female prison experience was watching Lockdown. Some of the experiences are centered around any documentary I've watched, the prison documentaries. Day one. I holding cell.
Yeah.
I think I've also been in a holding cell somewhere. Pops, if you're watching this, that's a different story. Yes, it highlights what could possibly be, but it's not the actual place.
It's not. I've seen Lockdown, and I always laugh at Lockdown. I'm thinking, wow, it's acting at the end of the day. You know, it's someone's script. Sometimes those scripts, I don't know whether do they research them or you just do they hear say you thumbs up. You saw a prison maybe who went west. There's series went west, and I think it's an international series. And then you look at those things and how people conspire with the members and stuff. People do conspire with the members. You always have a member. Member to get a phone, you need to have a member. To get your weed, if you're selling weed, you need a member for that. There's things that can't go through visit.
Sure. You
know, obviously there's somebody who has to bring it for you. So who's gonna bring it for you? The low paid members.
Well, that's the
underpaid.
Whether it's whatever.
Underpaid. They underpaid those people, and I believe that whole thing, that whole system of that whole smuggling system in prison, it won't change because those people are poorly paid. And some, well, school-wise, you know what as Vogue scholar, you stuck there. So, and I guess they're sympathetic to you, you know. You'll find a member that will bring you things because uswele, you don't have anyone who comes to visit you. So those members, they are in different categories.
Sure.
They're there for money, they're there to help, they're there to rehabilitate, so they just go in different segments, you know. There's the ones that are gonna help you because now normally
it doesn't wrong.
But it's for a good cause. Rather, it's better the one that brings you a roll on than the one who brings you weed, you know, exactly, drugs or whatever the case may be.
Day one, what Shang was playing?
No. Day one. Day one. And okay, luckily because when you clean and stuff, you know, so day one you get there and you see people get through reception. A reception, you go through reception. Oh no, the van drops you off. They take your body receipt. The member, no body receipt. They call it a body receipt. Okay. It's your body receipt. Why they call it a body receipt? But then it comes with the officers. They hand it over. Then you come in. They open the door. You sit here. They ask you questions. What do you have? Phone, money, whatever that you have to hand them in. You hand them over, and then you sit a bit, and then you go through strip search. There's a room that you go into. So Mosa figure, you don't know the members yet. You don't know who's nice, who's whatever. So you just comply. You know, they say take off your clothes, and you take off your clothes. You sit, you squat, and then you cough. Why they do the cough thing? Because you can't hold it in. Whatever that you're holding in, yeah. So coughing is for that. And then you jump. Sometimes they say cough and jump. It goes with the member. Others are very cruel. People are cruel, young.
Are there male warders in
No.
Oh.
The male warders by two bangale at the gate, but they don't
interact
with us a lot, you know.
Okay,
so you do that. That's the degrading part of which you get like
strip searched.
You get strip searched and you
go
in. Yeah, we squash and then again. Then you sit there, you wait. Everyone comes in their different vans, obviously. At a certain time, then that's when you're gonna take into your cell to hold. They call them cot cells because everyone who comes from cot goes there, and then the following day in the morning, that's when they give you uniforms and they give you a cell. But you're gonna go stay in the cell. You're gonna go stay in.
Between that whole process, where's the point you cried the most?
I only cried when I got sentenced, actually.
In court.
Yeah, because, you know, remember...
How many years were you sentenced?
I was sentenced 15 years. 10 years suspended. So, yeah, for a stupid phone, I got 15 years. And they got it back. So, that's
so
also...
you were an example?
I was an example, actually. And sometimes, you know, it works in mysterious ways. I wasn't ready to go back to the society. Probably, if maybe say a believer to the higher power, I could say God was saving me from a lot of things, and it was either death or me taken to prison. It was either or. Yeah. I had those two options. By the way, and you mustn't but you know, the rate that I was going, I was supposed to be dead. You know, so
yeah, because when you got caught with the phone, you almost got subjected to mob justice, and you couldn't have made it from there.
You get me. So, funny enough, the way the whole thing happened, it was just God's hand. It's like, you know what? Let me save this soul.
Gangs, initiations,
yeah.
Those are things I've heard about male prisons. I don't know.
With the female side, when you're skewed like me, if you're lesbian, then it's a bonus, because you'll find the girl that hustles, that will come and hustle for you, because now they want to be in a relationship, want to play snanga. Relationship in prison, they call it snanga. And the female side, I don't know the male side, but female side, they call it snanga. A woman with another woman dating. So
the butchers now malume.
Yeah, the butchers, they call them abo malume. I don't know the concept of malume here that I still struggle with. I call malume because ufike straight and jigi so funa ukuba ubaba wena so funa ukuba male. That's when I guess they call them abo malume ukuthi I was nabo malume.
Okay.
The uncles of the prison.
People are forced.
Yeah, they are forced. Yeah, abo malume. And then igcina sebabiza everyone who's like a butch or who's a queer, who's a butch or a stud, they end up calling you, all of you, Abu Malume. They would call you Malume. There's Malume. And you're gonna just go with the flow. Malume, yeah, sure, you know. Just go.
But you make it seem as if there's a lot of unity.
There's unity in female prison. I don't want to lie to you. Like you said, you spoke about the lockdown. Those people were shy in the baktenga go banbani because sivumelene. And the 40 most of the time they will tell you, because the cell monitors, they will tell you what's not allowed. So if maybe you can go to one of the juveniles and give them, if I pay those juveniles, and give them a cigarette, and then you can have your me time in those single cells, because at least single cells you can lock them from outside, you know, and get that privacy. In a communal cell, it is just not on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the environment, besides the fact that you were in prison, but the environment wasn't that detrimental.
It wasn't. No. If in cell 2, there's somebody who's maybe ill-treating me, or there's cell monitor, because people are here about time they're going. Obviously, Khumalo who's gonna be very on you towards you. And then you obviously and then back shy, or maybe back John jail or stuff like that. Then you can always complain at the office, and they change you a cell, and you move to a different cell.
And you won't be able to
snitch and stuff. No. Even if I were to snitch, you're not gonna do anything to me.
Just anyway.
Exactly. So what more can you do to me? But then it's rare. They snitch you. People would snitch you are the people that, I don't know, maybe in a quality too, and then in your office and then yeah.
Yes. So, how has the experience of being in prison affected your spirituality? Because I know with guys, when they step out of the prison system, they come back either practicing Islam, and you've mentioned earlier that you've seen the hand of God throughout a lot of things. Like, you're very grateful. It's not a lot of people that say, I'm grateful I went to prison, because had I not gone to prison, I would have either been dead or whatever the case may have been. What's your journey been like, and where are you right now?
They say once you, I don't know, like spirituality, I won't lie. I won't say I'm so big into the whole Bible and quoting verses and all of that. And it's just through my experience of seeing things the way things are a corner, And so why I say that it's the God's hand and stuff, it's because, when you alone, they say you have a time to speak to him, like hand on hand, one on one, eye to eye, So I guess if he wasn't there, I wouldn't gonna be like make my choices or decisions that were gonna make me to who I am today,
Sure.
So I could say sometimes you need that. I don't know. I could say you need to believe in something so that it can push you to the right.
Some sort of belief.
Exactly. So I could say that I'll hold on to that because it's the higher power and the universe, the way it works, So that's why I would say it's God. Not Gucci because now I'm a born again Christian or all of that. Nah. It's just that he's there and we always look up to him. So you need to find something, to believe in something that can guide you to whatever the good of life. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I get you, because you're basically saying that you needed something to hold on to throughout that whole phase.
Exactly. So you just say, I guess you're there, and then it gives you that belief. It keeps you positive that there's this positive entity that I'm believing in, and obviously I'm gonna have a positive outcome into the whole thing, So you would put your ancestors there and say, but they work hand in hand. So probably the other one said that, and then the God was like, okay, we'll take you away. Let's just save this child,
Did the system correct you? Because I'm hearing most decisions coming from yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously maybe someone saying Lentoyans are ekfanele and you quitting.
Yeah.
But did the system, these correctional services, did it really do what it was supposed to do?
For me, it kept me safe. That's what it did. Safe from the streets, because became a hope at some point in my life, So
Lullaby.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, gee, you don't know, dog. I've been through hell, man. Not lullaby as such. I would refuse to do that to myself.
Yeah.
Like when your family. Okay, let's go back to the question, because now I'm gonna go somewhere, So, you have to motivate yourself first in life. You're the one who decides. We can have role models and all of those things, but you should also be your own role model, because whatever the triumph or the outcome or whatever that outcome you're the one who decided So
and you need to live with it.
Exactly. So I got myself into that shit. So my mindset was, I'm gonna be the one who's gonna take myself out of that crap place, yeah. Well, correctional center, it doesn't help. I won't lie to you. There's nothing that, like, you would do those programs, your anger in, anger out, your changing lanes, spiritual guidances and all of that. They come, but then, like,
if your situation is still the same.
Yeah, it's still the same. Why do people still go back to that place, And why do you want to keep people for such a long time? For what? Because now, a year, I could say a day in that place, if you say in your head, you'd like, I don't want to come back to this place again, I don't want to come. I'm not going to say God doesn't want me to come back to this place, but you don't want to go back to that place.
But now I'm interested, I'm intrigued. I'm like, no,
but you know what happened with my aunt? I don't know what's with our houses as black people, if maybe it's fair, stuff like that. My aunt just turned on me, like she just turned on me, like nothing I did wrong. I was never being a spin in the ace, being a pandit and so I wasn't working. I guess that was one of the key things. And then there was this other cousin of mine now. She was working. She was doing things for us. could have been the influence from her. I don't know. I won't can't tell stuff like that. And obviously, if you evaluate who's bringing the cheese and who's bringing the bacon in the house, and then there's other things that happens in the family, and then you end up finding yourself caught up in the middle, and then you're the one who gets chased out of the yard, and then you're like, where am I gonna go? This is my home. This is the only place I've known as home, and then you'll find relatives that will say, okay, let me assist you, come stay with me, because now I've got chucked out. Randomly just got chucked out. My stuff is there, so now
you get
I'm like, yeah, good thing I have somewhere else. So obviously I would go to my sister's house who stays up the road and bath and stuff, and obviously to me it was like, okay, it's fine, this is how my life is gonna be now.
So you went around crashing?
Yeah, so I was literally chilling in Loli lounges. You wouldn't even see me in Loli because I always had that mindset, I'm not so even when you would see me, I'm like, yo, Tepo, can you please share me a coin there? I was homeless, I was clean, but you wouldn't think, why I found a little to run there. It wasn't necessarily most of the time for drugs, but to chill in a lonely lounge, you have to have something to come in with, and you can feel it. So you have to do those things. So that's what kind of happened.
So you've never slept in the streets?
I've never slept in the streets. Yes. But I've chilled in lonely lounges, which is more like a street in a corner,
Because it's a
gent haze. I've got safety. I'm my window. You
get something in the community.
So yeah, I've chilled so many lonely lounges. People accommodated me, and obviously I would go home, but then I wasn't staying there. So
then you weren't welcome.
I wasn't welcome in that kind of way.
Has the situation changed?
It has changed because that cousin sister of mine, she's the one who was taking care of me while I was in prison, in terms of paying the advocates and all of that. She was the one who was doing all of that. Visit, she would bring me stuff when it's Besuk days. If I needed night, pajamas and all of that, she would see that I get those things,
It does also create a shift in Umwad.
Yeah.
They end up building up some sort of hate.
Yeah.
Whether it's hatred towards the world, hatred towards the people around.
Yeah.
Have you been there? How have you dealt with it? Are you still dealing with it till today?
I've dealt with it. They say once you forgive, it frees you as a person. Also, it happened. There's nothing that I could do or say to change that. It was probably happening to shape me for something, but in sense of reasoning. Everything you see a reason in that. I might not be able to explain it, but it happened. Yeah. Let me let go. Let me just forgive whatever happened. I go to my auntie's graveside. Unfortunately, when she passed on, I wasn't around. I was arrested and I wasn't even sentenced yet. I was still on trial, so I couldn't attend the funeral. I still love her even this day because she raised me up. So I hold on to the positiveness that she did for me. No, not everyone can raise umtana with squeeze aside, like she did, things like that. So whatever that happened, it happened. There were reasons that happened. Maybe one day I will understand what happened, But I forgave, everyone. I forgave. My brother wasn't coming to see me in prison. He'll tell you about isinyama, nan. But today I need to go. I'm not gonna give you 100 rand because Bongas was on jail or stuff like that. You just focus on the positivity. Focus on the positive side of life. You feel me? So it's not easy, dog. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you would see in terms of maybe Muntafune something and you're like, but you were never there for me, But let me just
teach you how to be there for the next person.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you've got a bigger heart then. Because I'm thinking, had I been in your shoes, I would have cut everyone off. And that would also put me in the back foot because if Nkwatile, nothing good is gonna come out of it. Maybe a week later I would have been back in the same
that
space.
Place,
Oh,
so,
damn, man.
So
damn.
That's why there's this guy this one time asked me, do you believe in God? I was like, what do you mean, I believe in God? Because have you seen him or any other? And I'm like, I would say we feel God's love through people, you would come out like, Coach, you didn't even know that I was homeless. I was like, yo, G, please share me a coin. He's like, hey, there's your supermarket. And you gave me that money. You not knowing what I really do need Leo money. It's not just for a cigarette, you know. Actually, Leo to run Mount Gaia, I take the same by you feel me? That's I'm told, and then you doing that, it's a good deed. Now you weren't even sure what you were doing something that good, you know. And to me, meaning is we respond, we accept her with great like
gratitude.
Exactly.
Stuff, yeah. There's one thing I also want to touch on, sexuality now.
Yeah.
You are like an OG. Majority of, I'll just, for lack of a better word, I'll just say majority. Majority of butch guys.
Yeah.
In fact, little tour, little buyer. So they are uneasy, they are unapproachable. They always think you're after their girl. They're very abusive towards their girlfriends. How are you different? Because I'm Kumbuli having to second guess myself as a Khumalo, whether I'm Desi or Altiam or Shakuzet or whatever the case. I've never had to second guess any conversation I've had with you, and I've not had the privilege of having the same type of give and take with another.
I guess it goes with individuality. We're all individuals at the end of the day, but then sometimes I also ask myself, why would a woman treat another woman like that, you know? And who's true when herself, you know? Me, I can leave my girlfriend with you guys and go for like hours, you know? I'm chill like that. You know, so I'm easy like that, easy going. If you were to cheat on me, I will catch you and you're gonna break up. I'm not gonna like say this ning. Ukulela, I'll cool you one. You grew up like you said, you were playing a party. I mean, best to man, and then I let you be. You know, let person be themselves. Why would you wanna do the same thing that women are running away from? Abusive relationships. They think dating a woman, it's gonna give them maybe peace of mind and more affection, you know, just be more in touch with yourself, man. With
more
the
communication.
Exactly, communication. So you have to break that chain. You would see why a relationship has to be abusive. It's people. Sometimes maybe one of themselves. They probably was dating a guy before, so now wants to take out their anger level and out there. We keep it like, you know. I've met people like that. Like I've even like chilling with my. I've never had lesbian friends. I want to say. And I'm turned down.
You guys are never. I also see in the gay community. There's the more flamboyant ones. Then there's the men
exactly. So this friend of ours, I could say I won't mention people's names, but this friend of mine, I met in prison. We met in there. So when she came out, like, hey, I'm outside, and then she's got this girl now. So this girl, we're all together, and then when the girl goes, and then she'll be like, and brag like things like that, and I would laugh it off. I would just laugh it off. I'm like, oh, look at this girl.
Because I'm pretty sure you can bag any girl you want.
Now she's being a girl, because the girls act like that in the Miami, you know. So you are supposed to be a butch, and then say she's my girl. I'm like, why would I do that? The next thing, 2 months down the line, she dumps your ass, and then what? So it's just an individual thing. Magam, you're right. Most of them, they're very, you know. They're very serious.
I don't think I'd have such a conversation with another one because, man, it's uncomfortable, man.
Even now with themselves, they're not comfortable to talk. Others, I don't know. I would say to my girl, she like, I say gay pride. I'm like, I'm not gonna attend this Soweto, and there's too many black people, and it's like, you're so racist. I'm like, no, you don't understand. When environment sometimes it counts a lot, you know. When you got different colors of people, then we think differently, you know. So my sister like we have this mindset to go, and why would you wanna do that? I mean, why? Doesn't mean because you're a butch now or because you think like you're a guy now you have to be cheating on Tanabantu like that thing.
Because the reason why I also refer to you as an OG is because I don't ever remember seeing a different Des. It's always been Desi Des. I understand that.
Sure.
And I don't know the dynamics behind that, but what I do know is that you stuck true to who you are. And it's worked. It's still working.
And the beautiful neighborhood. It's a beautiful neighborhood. I won't lie to you. Like we've never. I've never had to go to like because there's people that are gonna come and then ill treat or anything like that. Old guys, but like guys, see, they would like, yeah man, ubesese patient is all besishela umunye umntana samcabangela wena, like old Scotmans, but like guys, ukuthi ayilwena bekakufanele ngabuzile, you know. So I could say environment asenza shop. I'm blessed to stay in such an environment where people might think we are so stuck up, but there's so many open-minded people around this town, this hood, this beautiful small hood of ours. There's love in this hood.
It's beautiful. I think based on the prison. Sorry for continuously going back into the prison story. Obviously, on the outside world, there's racism, there's classism, there's different segments. What is it like in prison? Do Indians get preferential treatment? The whites, black people? What's the dynamic inside?
You should remember, most of the members, they are black. So, others are very angry that our mama so you think you're gonna treat you nice. You're all the same. So, I could say white offenders and maybe Indian offenders, they would feel inferior in that place because they feel the black members, which are the employees of a correctional center, they don't treat them fairly to black people.
Sure. So the rules have changed.
The rules have changed. Now we are in power now. They have that mindset. I mean, remember, education also counts, you know, and most of the members are not that
smart.
You get me? So they ill treat white people. I won't lie to you. Black members treat white offenders ill, like
especially if they don't know them.
Especially if you are and sometimes you have this thing with you know, if you get into a shop and then the manager person at the counter will treat you better, you call a manager. It's a white thing, it's white people's thing, you know. So in prison, and then you're gonna complain with complaints and requests. Let's say for example when you wake up in the morning, they do the complaints and requests. And then when you complain about hey, last night we were sleeping and then the people in the sky were making noise, you know.
What
you're in prison. Sure. Exactly, in prison, and then this white member will turn and like, where the hell do you think you are? You know, like stuff like that. So then you'll find those ones who are just, as like you say, we all people, we all treat people differently, but trust me, in that place, white people are not treated so wow.
Unless they've got money to pay for their ways.
Exactly, and you have to, money talks, bullshit walks.
What is Des doing now?
Yeah.
Is there a program that you started? Is there something you need us to support you with? What's happening?
With me, okay. I just got to sign out this year, Jan. That was done with my parole in Jan. So I could say it's just been a couple of months since I've been clean, and I haven't thought that far after my sentence, you know. I was looking for a job and I see that there's no way I'm gonna get a job. So I'm fixing phones. I fix people's phones. That's my hustle, how I get to buy food and stuff. So I fix phones and stuff. But I wouldn't mind to join something that is lucrative, you know, like something that's gonna keep me busy. Keep me busier than now, and I wouldn't mind to like start maybe an NGO for drugs, you know, because I don't think people have been educated well when it comes to drugs, and would say don't do drugs, but we don't tell people why you shouldn't do drugs, you know, stuff like that. And the fact that we stay in communities where there's no recreational centers. People like now, there's nothing where you can look forward to. You know. So maybe if you can start something like that, something arty or something. I haven't thought about it that far. It is just my observation at the moment. Yeah. We need something so maybe motivate kids in school, because drug abuse in our town it's at its peak. Yeah. Like it's we Western North now, we Western other colored communities now, city, they full of drugs and stuff, but Nati South black communities, we seem to be like being attacked by that whole situation. You know?
Something's just happened, man. I was thinking of something to say. Yes, you said you studied digital.
I studied Branding through media, yeah.
Through media.
Yeah.
And you can do that on a consultancy basis.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that.
so guys, if your business needs any sort of marketing through digital media, through anything that you can.
But you know what I love the most? sorry to disturb you.
Yeah.
Because I never got to do that as like career
As
path.
outside.
I ended up working in a news agency where I was doing video editing and archives.
Yeah.
So I love archives with all my heart. You know, like
you're a historian.
Dog.
Sure.
That was just me. You know. So honestly speaking, like I fell in love with the archives. That's why I never got to do what I studied for, but then it was in collusion with that. It was in it's media. It's broader like that, yeah.
Yeah, if it now show you documentary and you need someone to go through the archive to tell you where to look to put together your documentary, hit theirs up, man.
Yeah.
One more thing. This has been a very eye-opening conversation for me. I won't call it an interview.
Yeah.
It's been shocking too. Like there were points where I just had to breathe and process and to try and feel what you were feeling, and I can't really do it because right now I'm imagining it and I'm fun because when I'm out I'm imagining your winters, Joe.
That wall, it's I don't know, it's like in the ice because you would see like winter days like this, like you put me eyes like on the walls. Like you're thinking, how cold is this place? It's flipping cold because the pants are mans. You can't even escape in that place. Because it's serious. Security in that place, it's tight. It's tight.
Because my puma so said dinties.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to know who are in mamele.
You should hear whenever they're hosting a dinties and you could hear the sound. Is like
sure. I could be there.
But yeah.
Yes. What a journey.
It was a journey.
And it's not over.
It's not.
It's not over. The fat lady hasn't sung yet.
No.
I'm proud of you because not everybody is willing to share this type of story. Not everybody laughs at the pain they go through because laughter helps and heals every wound. I don't care what it is. Damn, man. This one deserves a part 2 most definitely because you said you just signed your last parole paper in Jan.
Yeah.
So you're still celebrating as well. I'm sure that's a weight of
freedom. I didn't even did it as a tune when I just was like, now I'm free.
Freedom.
So this is where the freedom came from when I just did the signing. I was like, I'm gonna get it tattooed now. So,
how do you feel?
Thank God the white cat doesn't come at my house anymore. Yeah. You know, like a cat, small money correctional, but you know, people have this mindset to go to if you're in parole and then maybe shang in palm and put you in the police station, then they're gonna come and take you home, you know. They're living on the edge, and the fact that you're not supposed to go out during certain hours when they don't come regularly, but whenever they decide to come, they have to find you at home. So you can't move free.
Unless you report busy.
Exactly, I have to call him like Kibela. You have to go to town to go sign things like that. I'm just happy that I'm not doing that anymore. Nothing in the correctional center anymore, and I want to keep it that way.
An entire 15 years.
Imagine. So we thank the system of South Africa of making the sentences half. I guess at least
1 day is 2 days.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it pretty much feels like 5 days.
It does. A day in that place, it feels like a week. So much things happen in that place. A lot.
There must have been a lot of growth too.
Personal growth. Yeah, personal growth, yeah. And you know, sometimes you get to a member and then now they know, you know, and they're also embarrassed kind of way, but I got arrested for a phone, you know, and then they're like, what kind of a phone is that you took, you know, and then you tell them the phone and then they're like, but did they really have to bring you here? And then they see the way you behave, you're respectful, because you know when they say you can see umntana go to phume ekhaya elinjani, you know, we all grew up from upbringings there to they're all different, and they instill your respect there, and then when you don't see it as you grow up until you've grown up, and then you get to be in places, and then they can see with this child uphume ekhaya so umntana uphume ekhaya so, and then this was a mistake, and then you show it to people it was a mistake. That's why you don't go back to that place again.
But as we climb out of this rabbit hole that's gone deeper than I had imagined, I'd like to thank Desiree so much for making time and pulling through. Major shout out to the Hop again. Definitely a part 2 is coming through. Hopefully, in like the next few months, planning Desi's new journey. Hopefully finding sponsors on this platform. Hopefully finding people she can reach out to and work with. Of course, we'll include the handles if you want to get in touch with Des and speak to her. But yeah, it's been beautiful, man.
My man.
Aware.
Sorry, Khumalo.
Aware. It's your boy project. Thank you, man.
I wish you.
Thank you, Desi.
Thanks for having me, man. Thank
Aware.
you for having me.
Happiness.
Kuri ngwanaka wa nthetsa mruti maine ke batla project mona mo studio ngwanaka wa nthetsa yeah.